You're watching SKST Radio.
Well, welcome to another episode of SKST Radio, and you're tuned in to Real Talk Small Business Network. SKST Radio is here for you. I have a new friend. She goes by the name of Niki Jones. Niki, welcome to the show.
Thank you for having me.
Well, you're welcome. You're welcome. How are you doing?
I am nervous, but fantastic.
Oh, don't be nervous, girl. We're just girlfriends talking. Don't even worry about it. So tell people who you are and what you do.
Well, my name is Niki Jones. I am a spiritual life coach, an energy healer, medium, and more. I help people basically uncover what makes them completely unique and find that self-acceptance and self-love to share that with everyone, because that is our magic. That is what makes us wonderful, and I love doing it.
Wow. Okay, so let's go back. How did you find out that you were a medium? How did you give us the history of how it got started?
Well, it is a very personal journey. I'm retired Army. I had, over the years, I had developed a whole lot of unhealthy coping mechanisms. I had a lot of negative self-thought, battled depression, anxiety, PTSD, alcoholism, and more. And I had to help myself heal from all of that. And of course, I use mental health services, therapy, counseling, medication, all that stuff, because that is very much needed. It's life-saving. It was for me. Mm-hmm. And helping combat those negative intrusive thoughts helped me find that little voice. That's my intuition. That's my soul saying, keep going. There's hope. Right. Connecting with that part of me finally unleashed so many different gifts. And everybody has them. That's a beautiful thing. But it helped me realize that my heart is set on helping people with similar issues or concerns, self-doubt, needing self-acceptance, finding that confidence just to be themselves. And I love mentoring. That was one of my favorite things to do in the military. And it's just, it all basically compiled to build up this.
Okay. So you have the tree of life behind you. Is that what that is?
It is.
It is. Okay. So I think a lot of people don't understand that part of spirituality, right? And so you got religion that are, kind of not there. Mm-hmm. How do you overcome that?
It can be difficult. With a previous marriage, religion was actually used against me as a means of control by the ex, validated his abuse and everything. One of the things that I had to overcome. Mm-hmm. But for me, spirituality is finding my inner truth and what resonates as the way to connect with my own soul, my heart, my purpose. And it's liberating. And religion it can be very wonderful because the teachings are, hey, love one another, find your path. And spirituality there's so many similarities, and to me, diversity in all the different ways that we can believe is to be celebrated, because there's so many similarities. Mm-hmm. And I honor them all the different paths, all the walks of life. I find truth in all of them, and they're all wonderful.
Wonderful. Okay, so people have those intuitions, and like you said, everyone has that, right?
Yes.
And I'm a strong believer that God gives us these gifts for a reason, right? Mm-hmm. And so it's just a matter of embracing those gifts. We do have people, like we had a lady on the show. She used to, say spirit told her this, and she would give these guides and things like that, and which is good. Now, I guess in my case, I don't believe in it to the max. I don't. I do believe what I see. I do believe what I know and what I share. So, like, I know that I am visited in dreams.
Mhm.
I can dream. That's my muse. I can dream a whole movie. I'm a writer. And if I don't get my butt up and write it down, I might forget it. But some stuff I can have reoccurring dreams. And I know I'm supposed to do something with that. And I kid you not. I kid you not. Literally, I got up one day, wrote my book. I did this book, published it, republished it in 2021. And my book, I just got a call last month for, they wanted to turn my book into a movie. I wasn't there yet, but it's a blessing because I dreamed that whole entire story. And it
Mhm.
took me forever to write it. Then when I finally did what I was told to do, finally was obedient, look what happened. Look at
Yeah.
all the cool things if I do what I'm supposed to do. So a lot of people don't listen to those inner voices. So
Mhm.
what I feel from you is that's what you listen to.
Yes, ma'am.
That's where you get your medium from. But
Yep.
is it more to that?
It can, because everyone's perceptions and abilities are different, it comes to us in so many different ways. For you, it's dreams and inspiration. For others, it can be like they hear or get an emotional reaction to music, or things that they hear, like in pop culture or the movies, um, or in artwork. Dreams are huge.
Mhm.
When I was going through a lot of my issues, I would have a reoccurring dream of a lion roaring. And it's like, what the heck is going on? And it took me until I started this path to figure out, hey, he was trying to tell me to find my voice, stand up for myself, and be like, I am not going to be treated like this anymore. And then when I started the business and I started getting called to do a podcast, I was scared. And I had another dream, which was the push I needed to do it, of a lion showing younger lions how to roar. And then
Wow.
I'd hear like their little roar and it'd be so cute and everything. And it's like, hey, you're going to be giving voice to other people to help them celebrate who and how they are. And it's like, okay, I'll get over that fear. and
Yeah.
and now I'm 31 episodes into Uniquely Loved. So
Wow. Amazing. Amazing. So
um,
we're going to take a quick break and then we'll be back after these messages. Well, if you're just now tuning in, you haven't tuned in too late. You tuned into SKST Radio, and we are talking to Niki Jones about all the things that she does and how she gives back in spirituality. So, okay, we were talking about getting your words, your roar, your voice, finding your voice. So,
yes.
how does it feel now that you have your voice?
It's liberating. It's great. It's still scary because there's things that for a long time I didn't want to talk about, like the fact that I'm a witch and how I believe, because there's so many judgments and everything, and how just experiences that I've had in the past and all that. But it's the growth is real, and I keep getting reassured that me being who I am, and this goes out for anybody, it's like us shining our light and being who we are. It gives the courage and the inspiration for others to stand up and do the same for themselves, and it's awesome.
Now, see, being a witch, okay,
Hmm.
so I associate being a witch two ways.
Hmm.
One is like Samantha Stevens, and you can twitch your nose and you can make good stuff happen and people laugh. But then the other witch I associate with is the dark magic. There's really the middle witch. She's really
Hmm.
never characterized, I guess.
It's
So
not as exciting.
so when then I used to look at Charm. Charm was
Mhm.
like one of my favorite programs, right? The Three Sisters and the unity and the stuff that they have going on. So I can say I honestly learned about your world through television, of
Mhm.
what these people actually do, because there's a lot of realness to it, right? Because they have to do the research before they
Mhm.
can make the story. So I'm infatuated with, it's so many witches out there.
Yes.
It's so many witches out there, and it's kind of like, what do y'all do? How do y'all, how do y'all socialize? What do y'all do? The sisterhood. How do y'all do any? Tell us people about that.
Well, I'm more of a solitary practitioner. I do have a lot of friends who are into the spirituality or who are witches or any number of things because witchcraft and spirituality, they're not synonymous. Everyone has their path, and I believe in balance. So balancing like work and play, balancing day and night, stuff like that. Um, and everyone is magic, whether they believe it or not. Our will, our focus is what is our power. And what we give focus to, what we give our attention to, is what we manifest or what we create. And that is innate in everyone.
Oh wow. Oh wow. Okay, so let's go back. Let's go all the way back. Let's go all the way back. So tell us, how did you realize this was what you really were?
It took a lot of soul searching after I left the military, trying to figure out who I am, who I wanted to be. Now that I no longer had, the Army to identify as, hey, I'm an aircraft technician, and it took a lot of years. And I started going back into what made me feel alive as a kid. And before I started having all the self doubts, all the, society telling me or military telling me, hey, this is who you are. And it's like, okay, what did I love? Like, well, I love this and that. And I started looking into it and it's like, oh, I still love this and that. Cool. And I started delving into it and doing research and practicing and learning how to do little rituals to help, whether it be calm myself or connect with Mother Nature. Um, because I bring these techniques into my practice with life coaching as well, because there is no one size fits all um, modality of treatment for anybody. We're all different, so things work differently for other people. And so I use a little bit of everything to help people because that's what helped me.
So let me ask you this. So the people that you coach, are they witches as well?
I have yet to encounter one actually. I've been helping, anybody who is just open-minded,
Mhm.
maybe a little more into the spiritual. It's been a whole lot of amazing. I've just been meeting so many different amazing people from different walks of life and different paths.
Oh, I got someone that I want you to meet.
Okay.
I got someone that I want you to meet. Her show is all about spirituality, and she's not a witch, but
Mhm.
she's into the chakras and the world, the elements, and like a flower child. She's just amazing. The stuff that her positive energy is amazing, and so I really want to put you in contact with her. So don't let me forget.
Okay.
When the show's over, I'll email you her information because she has amazing. You'd be great on her show. You would be great
Thank
on.
you.
Absolutely, absolutely. So back to your interview. So now that you are full blown, um, is this what you do for a living now, or do you still work?
This is my business. This is my passion.
Wow. So how did you decide to step out on faith? I mean, was it hard? I mean, financially, get us, give us a
It was it
aspect
was so it was so hard. Thankfully, my husband is extremely supportive. He'll actually be retiring from the military this year. Um, but I wanted to set a good example for my kids as well as for everyone that I'm helping. It's like, you know what? This is full time. I am helping people embrace who they are. And to do that, I have to fully embrace who I am.
of. Right. Absolutely. Absolutely. So, but by doing that, again, stepping out there, it's scary,
It is.
So what did you do? What steps did you take to get you here?
I researched what the heck it, takes to start a business because I had no clue. And I actually started my business and everything, started putting myself out there, and then I realized I am missing something. So I hired a business coach to help me.
Okay.
And through
Coach,
her, I was,
coach.
yeah, yeah, even coaches need coaches.
Right.
And she helped me hone in. It's like, hey, here's how you do your message. Because, you know, everything I do encompasses so much, because the way that we get in touch with our inner child and do a lot of healing is through creativity and exploring a whole bunch of different things. And she's like, "You're way too broad. You need to hone it in and figure this out." It's like, "Oh, okay." And then starting the podcast to get the message out and everything, and the Facebook page and all that stuff. It's just like, "Oh, okay. How do I do graphics? How do I do this?" So she walked me through it all.
So it does sound like she's a good coach.
Oh, she is. She is. And it's been a wild ride. And she actually helped me gain the confidence of, hey, I can do this. Because everybody needs that cheerleader, that support. And it's like,
Mhm.
hey, guess what? I believe in you. You can do this.
Absolutely. So what were the bad things that you had to overcome to get where you are now, to this beautiful smile that we see right today?
Well, I quit drinking alcohol. That was one of the biggest things, because that actually muddled up my own connection with my soul or with spirit or my intuition, however you want to look at it, whatever you want to call it. I had to combat negative intrusive thoughts that would constantly tell me, "Hey, you're a failure. You're better off not being here." And I did deal with suicidal ideation. So I had a lot to overcome, a whole lot of depression, anxiety, and everything. And once I started that healing journey, everything expanded. And I absolutely love helping people break through the self-limiting beliefs that they have and find that confidence in, like, I can actually do this. I want to be an artist. I can do it.
Amazing. That's amazing. So
Hmm.
if you could share any type of words of wisdom to someone who's inspiring to be a spiritual healer, life coach, what would you say to them?
Mm. If you are called to heal, if you are called to guide and mentor, do it, because you are needed. Share your light with the world. We are all unconditionally loved, and way too many people feel like they are not, like they're not even worthy of that. And it's not true. We are all worthy of unconditional love and support.
Nice, nice. And you believe that. You
Yes,
truly
wholeheartedly.
believe that. And so, that's what makes it work for you.
Yes.
That's what makes it work for you. Now, so you mentioned you had children,
Yes.
and how do they feel about who you are today?
They love it. They're still young, 9 and 5, and they're accepting. My youngest actually has quite a few gifts. Both of them do, but the youngest is way more open than I ever was in the beginning. And it's just like, whoa, this is so cool. And thankfully, my training and everything that I do has been like, okay, so that's what's going on there. And I'm not dismissing like her imaginary friends, because she's talking to her guides, her angels.
That's amazing. I was about to say, what are some of her gifts that you could share with us?
She can channel, which just means like you channel through your dreams with your writing and everything.
Mhm.
You get inspired and you say the words. She will, I don't know if she hears it, or if it's kind of like she'll stand up and just spout off something. And it's just like, how the heck is that coming from a 5-year-old? Where did you learn that? And then she'll just go back to, playing. And it's just like,
What what just happened?
it'll be something super insightful or just a silly joke, and it's just like, huh? And it'll break up the tension.
That is funny. That is, man. So sounds like everything is going positive and in a great direction for you. I am
Yes.
so happy for you that that's going on.
Thank you.
So what's next for you?
Well, just last month, I launched my own brand called Love Your Phases. It's showcasing my artwork and how I kind of see the universe and interact with my guides and everything. That was extremely scary for me. And I am creating a coloring book with channeled messages to help people get in touch with their guides. Um, and I'm also writing a book about connecting our dreams to, our daily life and how they can inspire us, and see a little bit of the symbology, because our intuitive brain is more symbology as opposed to the logic. And then trying to merge the two it can be infuriating. It's like,
Right,
how do I make sense of this?
right, right, right. So, okay, so the coloring book, is it going to be for adults or for children?
Uh, Probably more for adults or teens, anybody who's actually open to, it's like, hey, this is kind of a way to meditate, calm the brain, and potentially connect with guides who are there to help because we're all supported.
Right, right. So, who is your ideal client?
Anyone open-minded and who wants to change, who wants to break free of like self-doubt, or who needs to realize that they are worthy of love and find that within themselves.
Nice, nice. So, tell people how they can find you and get in touch with you.
Well, my website is techwitchlayer.com. LinkedIn and Facebook, it's also TechWitchLayer. Instagram, TikTok, and YouTube, TechWitchNiki. And on my website, I have, you can sign up for a newsletter and you get a free creative workbook as well as 5 free short guided meditations with energy healing, all designed to help you ground and center and connect to Mother Earth.
Nice. Have you come across any difficult person? How does that work?
Oh,
How do you get out of it? I don't like negative people around me. I don't like that negative energy around me.
There's
So,
people who like to troll, or who like to just, push their way of believing on people. And for a while, I entertained it. And it's just like, no, this is why this and that. And it's like, you know what? I'm just going to block. I'm not going to give that my energy anymore.
sometimes it's easier, right?
It is. And setting that boundary is another way of, you know what? I'm not going to be treated this way.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Wow. Well, Nikki, we wish you the best of luck in all that you're doing. Very proud that you got this going. You found your inner you. And I love the smile. And so that's what it's all about. Whatever
Thank
makes
you.
you happy. And so thank you for being on the show. And we hope to see and hear from you again. We're on social media together. So just say hi, and we'll talk to you soon.
Okay. Thank you so much for having me.
Oh, you're welcome. Absolutely. Okay, guys, until next week, SKST Radio, Small Business Network. Tell them goodbye, Nikki.
Bye.